just want to be given the chance.
You were the pioneers that built women's football.
The opportunity to succeed. Or even to fail.
You are the league of their own.
Figure out what the you need to do mentally to be able to sacrifice everything for the girl next to you.
You better knock the shit out of it.
Put the hurt on them first. Keep them on the ground. Stick your foot on their throat.
LFL football night has arrived to the LA Coliseum. Hello, LFL fans. Mitch Mortaza joining you alongside Bobby Huco, former SEC NFL quarterback, and a little bit later, Audra Marie down on the sidelines. Bobby, here we are, week 6 of the LFL season, starting to become a little competitive. We're into the Western Conference now. You've got the Las Vegas Sin battling the LA Temptation, two teams that'll probably factor into the playoff hunt.
I'm very excited to finally see the Western Conference kick off tonight. Should be a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. The Western Conference is more physical and more competitive than the Eastern Conference. In fact, every Legends Cup champion has come out of the West. These two teams tonight, there'll be no exception. For Las Vegas, it's going to come down to their quarterback, second-year quarterback, Cindy Cummings. She can make all the throws all over the field. She's got a gun. She has one of the most complete wide receivers in the LFL to throw to, Cynthia Schmidt. 5'11", great catch radius. She can do it all on the field. Watch for those two to light it up tonight. The problem is not going to be that offense. It's Las Vegas defense. Can they control that powerful LA offense?
Yeah, and you're talking about a defense, by the way, that's brought over head coach Willie Garrett, who was also the defensive coordinator for the Omaha Heart. Why is that important? Omaha had the #1 ranked defense last year, so hopefully that comes over for Vegas fans. Now on the LA side, speaking of coaching, you've got Coach David Bizup and Coach Tui Soanoa returning. The first time they were here, they had 3 championship banners to show for it. They haven't been here the past couple years. Chicago's got a couple in the north side. So that's the difference with these two coaches. When it comes to the players on the field, it's Monique Gaxiola and Ashley Salerno. Monique Gaxiola, the best middle linebacker in history, the first ever LFL Hall of Fame inductee, enough said there. Salerno has an absolute arm, mobility, has the potential to go down as the best quarterback. What's lacked with her is leadership. And in fact, this week we sent our own Audra Marie to the LA Temptation camp to meet with these two young ladies.
I just think everybody needs to know that Monique may not be the fastest, the strongest, the meanest girl on the football field, but she's that person that will die for this sport and die for this league.
You've played the game since its inception year in 2009, battled 2 knee injuries, but have had some amazing experiences along the way, like playing for a crowd of 25,000 at the All-Star Game in Mexico, to playing in the LA Coliseum. Tell me, when you're ready to hang up your cleats, what will you take away from your LFL journey?
The entire LFL experience has been awesome. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame in any sport is something that is a great accomplishment. So being able to walk away from that, I want to leave my legacy behind. I want people to know who I was and who I am as a player, as a person, and as an athlete. I want to be able to come back years from now and still see the sport develop and see the great athletes, you know. And it all started back in 2009, and I'm still here, and I'm proud of the journey.
Monique, what has been your inspiration throughout your LFL journey?
My family has been my biggest inspiration. Anything that I've ever done or taken on in life, they've stood behind me. And the times that I've fallen with injuries here and fallen short of championships and whatnot, they've always been there to push me. And to have them behind me in that big support system, they inspire me to keep playing this game because they support me 100 with everything that I do and here. And so, yeah, my family.
Oh, you know, it's always Ashley. Anytime you have Salerno back there at the quarterback position, you know, you really got to change your entire defense. She's just pretty much a one-woman show.
You've grown up through the years playing with the LFL, yet you've dealt with some personal demons like substance abuse. Tell me, where is Ashley Salerno's mental standpoint today?
Better than it's ever been. Very confident. 2 years ago, if you met me, you probably wouldn't like me. I'd probably rub you the wrong way. Had a huge chip on my shoulder and made a lot of bad decisions early on and just got, you know, headed down the wrong path. I think now it's just like night and day. That's also led me to be a better leader for my team as well, because they see me just growing up and maturing off the field, and that has a lot to do with leading a team.
How do you want to be remembered when you walk away from the game, and how difficult will it be to never play again?
It would be impossible for me to never play again unless my body gave out on me. Football has been a huge part of my life. Since I was 8 years old as a little girl, I started playing, and just without it, I feel like life's not complete. There's a little bit of a hole in me. I really give football a lot of credit for building character throughout my life, so it would be very hard for me to leave. And even just walk away from this team. They become my friends, my family, and I just, I guess it's a sense of entitlement, but I'm their leader, and I love doing it. And how I want to be remembered is just, I want to go down as a great quarterback. I mean, I don't have to be the best, but I want to go down as the best quarterback for my team. I want to be the best leader for them. I want to be known as the quarterback who was like a coach out there, like a little Peyton Manning, like not a quarterback who gave you a bunch of problems, and, you know, a quarterback who always had a level head and was always there on game day for the girls and always showed up, someone that you could always count on, reliable.
After visiting these two players, it's easy to see why they've become fan favorites, with Monique Gaxiola perhaps the LFL's most popular player and the sport's first ever Hall of Fame inductee. Now, Ashley Salerno has really matured and has certainly dealt with her personal demons. She feels she's in the perfect place in her life, both on and off the field. Now, whether they win their 4th championship or not this season, it's clear that when they're ready to hang up their cleats, they'll have left an amazing legacy as pioneers of the game. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Audra. It is time to lace them up. It's the Western Conference, the Las Vegas Sin taking on the Los Angeles Temptation. Guess what? Kickoff is next. We are at the LA Coliseum, LFL football night. Mitch Mortaza, Bobby Hugo, and Audra Marie as we get ready for the Western Conference kickoff.
I am really excited about tonight's game. Should be a lot of fireworks. Unlike Chicago, these two teams are not one-trick ponies. They have multiple offensive weapons on both sides.
And the crowd getting fired up here at the LA Coliseum as Monique Gaxiola boots one out of the back of the end zone. And Vegas will take over at the 15-yard line.
There's a great free agent acquisition by Willie Garrett, Las Vegas. Tamar Fennell, great running back from Cleveland, now on the Las Vegas Sin.
Tamar Fennell also playing in Australia. She's had a lot of experience here in this league and did play 11 on 11. And speaking of experience, Sydney Cummings, albeit young, had an amazing 2014 rookie season.
Great stats, 23 out of 53, 286 yards, a rating of 71. She was a little upset she wasn't the Rookie of the Year last year.
Dakota Hughes of Atlanta taking home those honors. A lot of people thought Hughes got it because she led her team to the Legends Cup. Now a 1st and 10 from the 15. Handoff goes to the rookie, Dominique Malloy. And she's got an opening. Malloy carries for 8 yards. Really high on her in the offseason, a speedster.
Willie Garrett said, watch out for Malloy. She can fly. She gets outside, turns the corner, a quick 8 yards. A lot of people don't know that name, but they will know it after this game. Dominique Malloy, watch for her this year.
All 5'2", 120 pounds of Dominique Malloy hails from SeaTac, Washington. Now playing for the Vegas Sin. Motion at the top of the screen. Cummings handoff, Malloy. And that's the all-fantasy corner, Agam Chichindu, coming in for a loss of 1.
Wow, the rookie Malloy just got a reality check, and it bounced. Agam Chichindu off the corner, put her back for a loss.
Chichindu, a great pairing of corners here in Los Angeles, alongside Chelsea Hart. And there's the heartbeat of that defense, Monique Gaxiola. 3rd and 3 now, ball at the Las Vegas 22. Cummings under center. That's an inside handoff to Tamar Fennell. Fennell gains 3 yards. That should be enough to move the chains.
What a free agent pickup. That is going to open up the passing game for Sydney Cummings so much. You have an all-fantasy back to go along with a scat back, Malloy. What a combination.
An impressive opening drive here for Las Vegas as they're at midfield. Second-year quarterback Sydney Cummings from the shotgun. Malloy in motion, looking down the field and finding Brittany Henderson. Henderson from Chicago, Illinois, one of the new additions.
Great call by Willie Garrett. Trip set. They isolated Brittany Henderson one-on-one, just a hook pattern. And that gun, did you see the gun on Cindy Cummings into coverage, put it right on the money for 7 yards?
Part of that great class of rookies, her and Dakota Hughes. Cindy Cummings now. Sending Cynthia Schmidt in motion. Now looking to the left side flat. Finds Charlotte Abrahamson. And Abrahamson, another impact rookie, gets it down to the 5-yard line.
Well-designed play by Coach Willie Garrett. The play-action pass kept Mo Gaxiola up into the line. The wide receiver took out the corner and the safety. Abrahamson wide open, a great downfield block. Great call by Willie Garrett, great read by Cindy Cummings.
And Abrahamson, another big target for Cindy Cummings. 5'11", 160 pounds. Alongside Cynthia Schmidt, and that is a quarterback sneak. A design sneak by Cindy Cummings. And she'll get it down to about the 1-yard line.
Like LA's Ashley Salerno, Cindy Cummings can run the football. The only thing for Willie Garrett, you don't want to get her nicked up, hurt in this game. Quarterback draw should have been more open than that, but Danielle Harvey was there to stop a touchdown.
That Cummings run will now set up a 2nd and goal. Ball at the 1-yard line. Cummings sending Schmidt in motion. There's the handoff. And there's Chelsea Hart, the all-fantasy corner. We talked about her pairing up with Agam Chichindu. She's the other beast.
She is a really smart cornerback. She reads the run, comes up, and crushes her at the line of scrimmage. That's what good quarterbacks should do. Come off the edge, stops the play for no gain.
They saw Dominique Malloy coming.
Timeout.
And that'll bring us to our first timeout of this game. With 5:38 remaining, we are notched up. Vegas looking impressive early. Back to first quarter action here, LFL football night. We are at the infamous LA Coliseum as Vegas will now take over 3rd and goal. Ball at the 1-yard line.
Pretty impressive first drive here for Las Vegas and Cindy Cummings.
And now we've got our first penalty of the night. We're going to hear from head referee Jeff Davis.
Offsides on the defense.
That penalty's on Los Angeles. It'll back it up half the distance, probably about 6 inches.
LA's defensive coordinator, Coach Tui, he has to hit a button right now and put his defense back to the factory settings. They're on their heels going backwards. What a drive by Vegas.
And that's one of the scary things when you're facing a team like Vegas with no real game film on them and a bunch of rookies. And that's a 3rd and goal quarterback design rush. And that's going to go for the first score of the game, Sydney Cummings.
Wow, Las Vegas has come to the LA Coliseum and punched the temptation right in the nose. Great block up front by center Pia Perry. Wow.
And you could see Coach David Bizup a little concerned with how his defense has come out and played here in the first quarter. And we haven't even seen Ashley Salerno in that offense. What a controlled 8-play, 35-yard drive by that young lady, Sydney Cummings. Another design rollout to the left. And the defense saw that coming. Extra point attempt, no good. And our score will remain 6-0 Las Vegas.
Quarterback Cindy Cummings, she is not a rookie anymore. She came out here with passion, with gamesmanship, with control. She took the sin right down the field for a touchdown. Awesome.
Very impressive start by the sophomore quarterback. And now we get to see the 5th-year quarterback, Ashley the Snake Salerno. And she also had a pretty good year in 2014.
She always does. A former MVP, Ashley Salerno, with great stats again. I got a feeling she's going to make a run this year. One of the best players ever to play this game.
She did say the return of Coach David Bizup and Tui Soanoa has given her renewed confidence. And that's Carmen Bourseau, the free agent Las Vegas Sin running back that came over last season and has given Los Angeles a genuine running game.
She came into this game with a chip on her shoulder playing against her ex-teammates.
Now from midfield, quick attack offense, left side, corner of the end zone, and just overshot Amanda Ruler as Los Angeles wanted to go right at the jugular.
Amanda Ruler, that was inches from being a touchdown. Great throw by Ashley Salerno, right on the money. Ruler should have laid out and caught the football.
Now they'll set up a 2nd and 10. Ball at the Vegas 24 from the shotgun. That is a design misdirection handoff to Ruler. And Ruler loses the ball. It's still loose. And it looks like Vegas may have recovered.
They did recover. Great defensive play. Campbell turned to run her inside. Ruler not holding that ball high and tight. Ty Emery comes in and strips the ball. There's Campbell Turner. Emery strips the ball, and Lucy Hall comes up with it. I love Lucy, Mitch.
Hell motherfucking yeah! Hell motherfucking yeah!
That is an intense head coach, Willie Garrett, firing up his troops.
Hey, we're keeping them in this fucking game. Come on, man, they shit. They shit.
And Mo Gax, not to be outdone by Coach Garrett. I think they both realize how pivotal the point this is, with Vegas up 6-0 already.
Las Vegas came to play tonight. What a series by that defense.
Now a 1st and 10, another handoff to Dominique Malloy, and you can see her speed getting to the outside. One of those home run hitters that needs just a little bit of space, and she'll take it to the house.
Absolutely. What a rookie find by Willie Garrett. She's got flat out speed. Her combination now with Tamar Fennell also in the backfield. Wow.
Hey, settle down. Settle down. Settle down. Come on, man. We're looking like shit out here. We didn't work this hard, man. Come on.
That is a 6-year veteran, all fantasy every year, trying to rally her defense. Right now, they're on roller skates going backwards.
2nd and 4 now, nearing the 1-minute mark of the first quarter. Another handoff to Malloy, and Malloy just finding the little creases, and the ball's loose. Danielle Harvey on the tackle, but I believe they're going to call her down.
She was definitely down, but what speed Malloy has. Great blocking at the point of attack. This Malloy, though, she is a can't-miss prospect. Watch how quick she gets to the line of scrimmage, gets to the hole. Great blocking up front, gets the first down. She's definitely down.
And you could see Dominique Malloy just exploding into the defender. I don't think she's very impressed at any of this silver and black.
And what about this Las Vegas offensive line? Pia Perry, Bree Whitney, Tamar Fennell just blowing out that Los Angeles defensive front.
And I think it's important to note, Tamar Fennell is actually spelling Kia Ramos, the starting tight end. And that's Charlotte Abramson. Abramson, the 5'11" Norwegian, making a huge impact here in the first quarter.
Coach Willie Garrett really mixing it up with a play call, and I love it. Run, all of a sudden Mo Gaxio, the whole team comes up, play action. They hit Abrahamson for 13 yards wide open in the flat. They're out of breath, they're going backwards. What an offensive series again for Las Vegas.
And all the talk in the pregame, we were talking about Cynthia Schmidt, who's obviously the #1 target. But it's been Charlotte Abramson and Dominique Malloy, two people that nobody saw coming.
10 seconds, first quarter.
We do see the end of the first quarter coming, though, in a quarter that was absolutely dominated by Las Vegas. We are back to the LA Coliseum. LFL football night on a beautiful night in downtown Los Angeles. And it has been all Las Vegas sin thus far. They're up 6-0. And they're knocking on the door again. 1st and 10, ball at the LA 11-yard line. Fake handoff, gonna try the right side flat, and finds Tamar Fennell. Tackled by Chelsea Hart.
Tamar Fennell is simply a freak. She can do it all, any position. She's not a tight end. They have her playing tight end, and she looks great.
Tamar Fennell, absolutely. She plays the corner position as well. Is a great receiver out of the backfield, so you'll see her flanked sometimes as a wide receiver, a slot position. And here you see her at tight end, versatile to say the least. Now a 2nd and 3, ball at the 4. Oh, big handoff and tackle. And that's number 14, the LA rookie that they are very high on, Naja Christmas.
What a hit. Merry Christmas. Welcome to the LFL, Dominique Malloy. Christmas fits in perfect with this LA defense.
Naja, when you get up and make a tackle, you better fucking celebrate the shit out. Enjoy the fucking moment. Let's go.
Mo Gaxiola giving her a little bit of advice. That was one heck of a stop. And that'll now set up a 3rd and 5 ball at the 6-yard line. A loss of 2 yards on the stop by Christmas. And now Cummings from the shotgun, design rollout left. Now coming back, throwing across her body. And that's Charlotte Abramson. Goes for a gain of 3 yards on that pass and catch from Cummings.
Cindy Cummings has great eyes for a quarterback. She read the receivers all covered. She checked back down, found Abrahamson in the flat, and then across her body. What an athlete Cindy Cummings in, moving this team again.
The one knock on Cummings has been the physical condition that she showed up in camp. And you could see her being challenged with the mobility tonight a bit, just because she's not in her best physical condition, and she'll tell you that. Now a critical 4th and 2. And that's a bad, poor snap. Cummings trying to get a hold of it. And the LA defense finally coming up big. That's the veteran Danielle Harvey. What a big stop for this defense.
That's the first mistake by the 2nd-year quarterback. She pulled out early, luckily got the football. They controlled the football, but she pulled out way early, and it really cost Las Vegas.
And Vegas turns it over on downs. This will be the 2nd time we see this Los Angeles offense. The first time Amanda Ruler, the 2nd-year player, turning it over. They're going to need some points out of this drive. Salerno motioning to her wide receiver to go in motion. That's Chelsea Hart. That's a design right side rollout. And you saw the shoulder being lowered by the snake, Ashley Salerno.
Salerno loves to run the football. Watch this hit.
That is not a quarterback. That's a middle linebacker playing quarterback.
Kelly Campbell's an all-fantasy defensive back, and she looked horrible on that play because Salerno was so strong.
11 yards on that quarterback carry. That's Carmen Borso. And Borso picking up the nickname of Ford F-150. And that's why she is a load to get down in the open field.
That Las Vegas defensive line, watch how high they're playing. They got totally pushed down the field, and you can't do that against a back like Borso. 16 yards right down the sideline. Las Vegas is going backwards now.
And just like that, Los Angeles has the ball at the Vegas 18-yard line. Just moments ago, they were up 6-0 in the red zone. And this game suddenly turned around. From the shotgun, Salerno over the middle. That one was intended for Kiera Patterson, the wide receiver that they feel is going to have a breakthrough season this year.
Patterson's a great athlete, straight out of Compton, California. She was wide open on the post pattern. Salerno should have delivered the ball earlier, and she would have walked in the end zone.
And obviously early in the season, especially in the first half of your first game, the offensive timing is going to be a bit off. That's Carmen Borso bulldozing over the middle. The F-150 goes for 11 yards on the carry.
Great blocking up front by center Laura Barber. Watch that block. And then Borso completely destroys Lauren Vogel. Could not bring her down.
That Borso run sets up a 1st and goal. We're nearing the 5-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. Salerno in the shotgun. Patterson in motion. This is another design scramble to the right side. And you see Ashley Salerno just inviting the contact.
She loves to hit people. This girl is as tough as they come at the quarterback position. She got her black belt in throwing bar stools. Wow, she's just destroying those defensive backs.
Now, Ashley Salerno did play on the all-boys team in varsity football. She was the starting quarterback, not the kicker. An impressive young lady. And there's a handoff, Carmen Borso. And Borso will get the first score for the Los Angeles Temptation of the 2015 season.
This LA offense has awakened from a long winter nap. What blocking up front. Borso powers away in the end zone. Now we got a ball game.
This is fun, Bobby. There's no 40-0 game here in the Western Conference. You've got a 6-6 defensive battle here at the LA Coliseum.
This is LFL football at its finest. Both teams going head-to-head. Great football.
Now the extra point attempt, high snap, and Salerno controlling it. That's Tamar Fennell, the free agent pickup, all over Salerno. That'll keep our score 6-6 with 4:13 remaining in the second quarter.
Somehow you knew when Las Vegas messed up that snap on Los Angeles' 3-yard line, it was going to awaken the sleeping giant, and it has.
A 1st and 10 now for this otherwise impressive offense. I've really liked the development of Charlotte Abramson here, and we haven't even heard from Cynthia Schmidt.
All fantasy, one of the top receivers in the league. She hasn't gotten the ball once yet.
No need. You've got Dominique Malloy and Charlotte Abramson having the game they're having. And that's Schmidt in motion. Now a handoff to Malloy. Malloy getting to the second layer of the defense. And you see Agam Chichindu giving her a little shove after the play. Now, I'm not sure they're happy with the rookie having the type of game she's having.
There are rough players and there are dirty players. Agam Chichindu is rough and dirty. Love the way she plays football.
A 2nd and 5 now. Ball at the Las Vegas 20-yard line. And this Vegas offense is impressed up to now. Schmidt again in motion. From under center, Cummings to Abramson. And Agam Chichindu coming up to lay the lumber. Let's listen into the sound of this hit.
Wow! Unbelievable hit by Chichindu. That's why she's all fantasy. She was in coverage on Brittany Henderson deep. She saw the play and the flag came up and absolutely destroyed Abrahamson. Wow!
Now that was a great hit for Agam Chichindu, but what was lost in all that is the rookie Abrahamson holding on to the ball, and that gave Vegas a 1st down. Now Cummings scrambling for her life in the backfield, and now engaging Danielle Harvey. And Cummings ran for 3 yards on that quarterback sneak.
I'll tell you what, Charlotte Abrahamson is a football player. Watch this. She doesn't give up. She already blocked her player once. She comes back and nails Christmas again for the 2nd time, completely protecting her quarterback. What a football player.
I'm really impressed by Charlotte Abramson. Again from Norway, a last-minute pickup for head coach Willie Garrett, and she absolutely decleated Naja Christmas.
Willie Garrett did an unbelievable job during the offseason acquiring all these football players. This is a solid football team.
And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning and one of the more physical games of the season. Back to the LA Coliseum, 2 minutes remaining in the first half. And before we get it kicked off, we're going to go down to the field with Audra Marie.
Hey guys, I'm down here on the field with Coach Biz. Coach, you've been gone for 2 years. Tell me, how has the game changed since you've been away?
The athleticism is so much better right now. It's unbelievable the way that talent's picked up, and the speed of the game is a lot faster, but we're ready for this. I can't wait. It's been a good game so far. I can't wait to see what the second half is. We got a little bit of time. We can get the ball back and hopefully score for the end of that.
Let me tell you, it's so good to have you back as part of the LFL family.
Well, thank you so much. It's great to be back, and it's been fun. I just want to make sure we come away in front of our fans right now to get this victory.
Best of luck to you, Coach.
It is so great having Coach Biz back in Los Angeles, where he won 3 LFL championships, and he's got another solid team, maybe a 4th this year.
David Bizup, one of the biggest personalities in league history. Great to have him back on the sideline. And back to action here. Sydney Cummings back of the end zone. That intended for Brittany Henderson. Just missed her target.
Not a great pass by quarterback Cindy Cummings, but a great read. With a one-on-one matchup, you had Brittany Henderson against a lineman, Danielle Harvey. Just a bad pass, but good read, good coverage by Harvey.
That incomplete will now set up a 3rd and 7. It does stop the clock. Vegas has 1 timeout remaining, so clock should not be an issue, especially for this quick strike offense. Ball at the LA 21-yard line. Cummings from the shotgun, direct snap. Little check down in the flat. to Brittany Henderson again. Did we have a whistle there?
She wasn't touched!
And you could hear that's Sydney Cummings saying she wasn't touched. That whistle came a little early.
You're absolutely right. That was a bad call by the referees right there. She could have got up and run down the field, and it's such a key time right now. This late in the second quarter, Vegas could take the lead. What a bad call by the refs.
That early whistle will now set up a 4th and 3 for Las Vegas. Again from the shotgun, rolling out right, looking to the back of the end zone. That was intended for Cynthia Schmidt. That is the first time that they've looked at number 18. Great coverage by Michelle Angel.
Angel was all over it, but another good throw. They tried the back shoulder hit to Cindy Cummings, just a little bit off, but a good play there by Angel.
I'm not sure I agree with that play calling. It's 4th and 3. You've got over a minute and a timeout. Why not go to the flat and complete something a little safer?
Possibly, but it's a high percentage pass. You have one of the top receivers in the league, Cynthia Schmidt, a back shoulder. Just a great play by Angel.
Now LA takes over with over a minute. And Salerno looking down the field, showing you her arm strength. That was intended for Monica Jaramillo, another rookie for Los Angeles.
I talked to Coach Biz about the rookie Jaramillo, and she's a tweener. He doesn't know where to play her. She's got a lot of talent, but obviously the connection with the quarterback Salerno is not there yet.
A 2nd and 10 ball at the LA 17. And that's Ty Emery, the Aussie free agent, barking orders for that Vegas defense. Another pass down the seam to Kiera Patterson. And that pass and catch went for 28 yards with the clock continuing to run.
Ashley Salerno showing everybody that she still is the #1 quarterback of all time in the LFL. Right on the button to Patterson. Great throw.
Clock continuing to run. We're under 40 seconds here. LA does have both of their timeouts remaining. And Salerno from the shotgun. Design run to the right side. Walking into the end zone is Ashley Salerno.
You don't pull on Superman's cape. The former MVP doing it all on this drive and showing everybody who's boss. Great blocking outside, the seal block, and she walks into the end zone. LA Temptation is back rolling.
And LA, with only 20 seconds remaining, takes a 6-point lead. Now going to go for the 1-point conversion. Salerno back in the shotgun. That's a quick release play to the tight end, Scary Sherry Awagwa.
Scary Sherry is so scary, nobody covered her. She was wide open in the end zone.
I think they were anticipating some kind of a quarterback bootleg.
What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you? Huh? I told you. Hey.
Coach David Bizza very confident about the scheme coming into tonight. And now Vegas will get one more shot at this with a little over 20 seconds remaining.
That's not our ball. That's not an LFL ball. That's not an LFL ball. That's not an LFL ball.
And Sydney Cummings, obviously they're using a ball that's not a regulation ball. And this close to Deflategate, this is going to be interesting.
Somebody slipped unofficial ball in on Las Vegas. I know Biz is known for gamesmanship, but would he resolve? He would not throw another ball in there.
Not unless Tom Brady's in the house.
Wow.
And now the Vegas offense going back to work. One timeout remaining. And Cummings scrambling left, trying down the field, had Brittany Henderson. Just overthrew her by a yard or so.
Henderson was open. She kind of slowed down at the end. A good throw by Cindy Cummings. The ref tripped over the turf monster. But I just wonder why they don't throw the ball to their #1 receiver, Cynthia Schmidt. She's the top receiver throwing the ball.
Cynthia Schmidt, absolutely the #1 target on this team. And you even have a Charlotte Abrahamson now that's emerging in the first half. Interesting choice to be going to Brittany Henderson.
Back up! Danielle, back up! Danielle, back up! Danielle, back up! Back up!
Coach David Bizza absolutely losing his mind. wanting his secondary to drop. That's Dominique Malloy. Look at her cutting across the field. Lost her helmet and goes into the end zone. Although it looks like she may have stepped out.
I think that's a touchdown. What a play by Malloy. I don't think she stepped out.
It looked like she stepped out before this sequence, losing her helmet, and we saw that speed in the open field. But I'm almost certain she stepped out.
Willie Garrett does not think so.
The player's helmet came off at the 19-yard line. Ball will be spotted there. First down, Las Vegas.
They called a helmet coming off, not stepping out of bounds. Right where her helmet comes off, right there, the ball's down. That's the new rule in the LFL. NFL has the same rule.
That bullshit. Slow ass fucking bitches.
By Las Vegas. That's his second charge timeout of the half.
Garbage. You slow. You slow. How come you wasn't doing this shit? How come you wasn't doing that? Get the fuck out of here.
And obviously a lot of confusion reigning on the field. And you gotta blame the officiating on this sequence, because she stepped out at about the 17-yard line. That's really where it should have ended.
Absolutely. On the 17-yard line, the ball should be, and there was a ref right there who missed the call, but they stopped it and put it on the 21 for some reason.
And the clock's running now. We're under 10 seconds. Little dump off to Abramson. And Vegas will not be able to stop the clock. And this will be a lost opportunity, as I don't think they're going to get another playoff. And that's just it. It's the end of the half. A major blown opportunity by Las Vegas. And that will bring us to the end of the half. It has been a back and forth battle, with Los Angeles up 13-6.
We're making this fucking Vegas team look like they're the shit, and they are shit. Yeah. They are shit. But it starts with us individually. No pointing fingers. No saying it was your fault. Do your job. Do your job, and everything will take care of itself. I promise. I promise.
A little bit of concern inside that Los Angeles Temptation locker room as we bring you back to halftime festivities. Mitch Mortaza, Bobby Huco. And Bobby, nobody expected this game to be this competitive, 6-13. And if Vegas didn't leave some points out on the field right before the half, this could easily be tied.
Absolutely. That's what I love about the Western Conference. Very competitive. Las Vegas had an explosive offense in the first half. Who would have called this? Dominique Malloy, the rookie, had 27 solid yards rushing. But the story for me was quarterback Cindy Cummings. She played outstanding. 9 out of 12, 77 yards, throwing the ball very, very exceptional. I like the way she played. Those stats, usually for an LFL quarterback for the entire game, Mitch. She did it at halftime.
That passing attack was very impressive through one half of football. That is the passing attack that set up the first score of the game. In fact, here in the first quarter, it was Las Vegas Sin engineering an 8-play, 35-yard drive that was capped by this Cindy Cummings 1-yard touchdown run, giving them an early 6-0 lead. In the second quarter, it was all Los Angeles. F-150, Carmen Borso on her own 1-yard touchdown run, tying the game at 6-6. Then right before the half, Ashley Salerno on this 5-yard touchdown run. That's where we are, 6-13 at halftime with LA in the lead. Let's take a look at the numbers through one half of football.
Vegas surprisingly posted 109 total yards. My kind of football game, a lot of offensive fireworks. 77 of them came through the air. For Los Angeles, it was a rushing game, racking up 69 yards with Borso and Salerno. The key for Vegas in the second half is to continue their relentless air attack and score some points.
And that will bring us to the end of halftime festivities here at the Coliseum. It's the Las Vegas Sin, the Los Angeles Temptation. The second half kickoff is next. We are back to LFL football night here at the LA Coliseum. Now let's look at the two starting quarterbacks.
Vegas quarterback Cummings, 9 out of 12, 77 yards. Salerno, not a lot of passing, but great leadership, great running, and they have the lead going into the second half.
Just like a vet, Salerno doing what is needed. Now we go down to Audra Marie.
Hey guys, I'm down here on the field with Coach Garrett. Coach, you guys are only down 7 points and nobody's giving you enough credit. Tell me, What has been your strategy throughout this game?
Well, just, you know, we've been doing some good jobs with ball control. We've missed some blocks. We've drove the ball on them. You know, they haven't stopped us, but we also haven't stopped them. We had a great turnover in the first half, but we just got to do a little bit more running the ball, trying to establish that run, bring them up so we can see what we can do. Cindy's got a great arm. They've been doing a really good job. I'm really proud of them. A lot different than last year, I would think, but it's been fun.
Well, best of luck in the second half. Back to you guys.
Willie Garrett really has done some major things to this Las Vegas team. They look great. They played great. It's just sad that they're losing the game. You feel like they should be winning the way they played.
And now we get ready for the second half kickoff. That is Tamar Fennell. A big boot, but it sails out of bounds. This LA crowd not enjoying that, as LA will now take over from the 15-yard line. 1st and 10. Salerno walking up to the line, doing most of her damage on the ground in the first half. Now faces a 1st and 10 handoff. Carmen Bourseau, great open field tackle. That's Ty Emery, the free agent from Australia.
Ty Emery read that play perfectly, destroying Carmen Bourseau. She's having a whale of a football game. She caused that fumble early in the game. Now this big tackle on Bourseau.
I've yet to see an open field tackle like that on Bourseau, and that's why. Look at that speed and power. Carmen Bourseau coming back the very next play, and that is a 33-yard touchdown.
Carmen Bourseau, watch how she stays behind her pads and goes north-south. She sees the hole, then turns on the burners, goes flying into the end zone. What a run.
One of the hardest working off-season athletes in this game is Carmen Bourseau. Just an absolute specimen. Works out 6-7 times a week, and it shows out here on the football field. Now the extra point attempt, another release play, and once again it's Scary Sherry.
Scary Sherry wide open in the end zone. It's almost an automatic read. They come with a blitz, and nobody's there to pick up Scary Sherry for another extra point.
That was a 2-play, 35-yard drive. Carmen Bourseau breaking off a 33-yard run.
Coach Bizup has brought back the swag to Los Angeles. This feels like the old championship teams.
And I think a lot of credit needs to also go to Coach Tui Suinoa. Those two together have accounted for 3 championship banners. Now a 1st and 10 from the 15, handoff to Malloy. And Malloy will carry for 4 yards.
She is a fun back to watch. Scat back is the perfect word for her. She looks for her hole, then bam, right through the hole.
Let's go!
Mo Gaxiola sensing.
Hey, she ain't gonna do shit. Don't give her room to run.
And you could see she's sensing a momentum change here. A 2nd and 6 now for this Vegas offense. Cummings under center, fakes the handoff, looking down the left seam, has a receiver. And that's Brittany Henderson. Once again going to the speedy wide receiver. And this time connecting for 30 yards.
Great read by quarterback Cummings. Her first read is deep. She finds Henderson, get behind Harvey. Great catch by Henderson in concentration. That actually looks like it was a touchdown. It looked like she crossed the plane.
They're marking her down at the 1-yard line. And now you see Mo Gaxiola not happy at all with Danielle Harvey allowing Henderson to get behind her.
Cummings knows that's a great matchup. You got Henderson against the big Danielle Harvey, and Henderson will win on speed every time.
Now a 1st and goal. That is Sydney Cummings using a bit of that size to her advantage. And that's a touchdown for Las Vegas.
Just when you think Vegas is out of it, LA's getting on a roll. Cummings comes back with a bomb and then runs it in the end zone.
And you could see just a bull rush. While Cummings is not in great physical condition, she'll be the first to tell you that. That's a scenario where she's using it to her advantage.
No, you're right. She has that extra weight, and it helps to bull into the end zone like that. Great series by Cummings, end this in.
Now the extra point attempt by Vegas. They're gonna go for one here, scrambling to the left, not finding anybody, staying alive. And it looked like that's Brittany Henderson, but she trapped that ball. So the extra point attempt will not be any good. And yeah, you could see she lost the ball there clearly. That was a good call down on the field.
Finally, the referees got it right, but I like the way Cummings moves around the pocket, just delivered a low ball.
Sydney Cummings mastering a drive right after the LA score. That was a 3-play, 35-yard drive. Only 2 minutes off the clock. Handoff to Bourseau, open field. And Bourseau picks up 6 yards.
Bourseau is fun to watch. She has that super straight line speed. She gets to the hole and then gets solid yardage every time she cuts the football.
Ball out to the LA 21-yard line. And you could see this offense going to a quick strike. Salerno in the open field now, left side inviting the defender. I don't think I've ever seen that from a quarterback. She literally looked eyeball to the safety and invited the contact.
She loves contact. She's a great football IQ, knows when to run, and then challenges the whole defense. What a football player.
I have never seen that before. And unfortunately now we've got, it looks like Kira Patterson down. Patterson, the outstanding second-year wide receiver. And that'll now give us an injury timeout. It has been a physical game back and forth. That's Kiera Patterson. While we were at break, they were managing to get her up. And now shoving away the athletic trainers. She wants to walk off the field.
She's limping, but it's a good sign. She can put full weight on it. And like you said, she doesn't want any help, and she's going to help herself out.
Now a 1st and 10 with a little over 5 minutes remaining. And Ashley Salerno not liking what she saw from the defense, calling a timeout.
Timeout.
And now we'll go to some of the big hits of this game. It has been a physical matchup.
Wow, pregame we spoke about how the Western Conference is physical. This game is as advertised.
Now a 1st and 10 again for Los Angeles from the 14. That's Bourseau in motion, and the handoff to Bourseau finding a seam. And the F-150 getting in for her 3rd score of the night.
Safety Lauren Fogel came up from the secondary, tried to make a play, but slips, creating a huge hole. There's no safety back there. She walks into the end zone. What a burst right there by Carmen Bourseau.
And now LA up 27-12. And you get a feeling they're starting to pull away in this one.
The way Cindy Cummings is playing tonight, it would not shock me if she made a great run right now to try to come back.
Now the extra point attempt from the 1. They're going to try a fade pattern. That one to Michelle Angel. And we haven't heard much from number 7 tonight.
Great read by Ashley Salerno. Inside, they had Scary Sherry covered. She went outside one-on-one to Michelle Angel. She actually should have pulled that in. I thought she had it.
And Vegas still talking about that Bourseau run. And if you're going to compete in the West, you've got to be physical. I know in Seattle they have Stevie Schnorr, who's a power back. They've got Carmen Bourseau in LA. So if you're going to be Vegas, specifically this defense, they're going to have to play a lot more physical to contend. And now Cummings in the pocket, looking down the field, nothing. Now a tip ball. And Cynthia Schmidt makes a leaping attempt, but no dice.
Cindy Cummings didn't look comfortable in the pocket on that one. She started burping the baby, patting the football, then threw a bad pass, hit the helmet. Cynthia Schmidt almost came up with a ball, but that's one of those plays you just want to go back in the huddle and restart.
Now a 2nd and 10. Vegas has the ball at their own 15-yard line, and like you said, if they're going to mount a comeback, this is when it's got to happen. 4:30 remaining in the third quarter. Cummings in the shotgun. Now a draw play, Dominique Malloy. Malloy getting to the outside, and she's got the breakaway speed. And Vegas crawls back into the game with one handoff to Malloy.
What explosion, what a player. There's not a whole lot there. She breaks outside and simply uses her speed to outrace Los Angeles. What a run by Malloy.
That was a 35-yard run by Malloy. What a night the rookie running back is having. And her coach approves. We've got Willie Garrett mic'd up.
Can't nobody on that bench hold her. Nobody. She's too fast. Way too fast. The secret's out.
The secret is out.
Now the extra point attempt. That's Sydney Cummings trying to find a hole. Nothing doing as the defense converges. So the score will remain 18-27. Still a two-score game for Los Angeles.
Mitch, I can't remember a back with that kind of breakaway speed. She might be the fastest player that I've ever seen in the LFL.
Absolutely. The only other back that can come remotely close to that would be Christelle Ferrari-Harris. But I don't think she has that kind of breakaway speed.
I don't think so. Ferrari can run, but this girl is like a gazelle. Unbelievable speed.
Now we've got a timeout out on the field. Head coach Willie Garrett of Las Vegas.
Timeout. Las Vegas. First charge timeout of the half.
And we've got a timeout on the field. Dominique Malloy having the night of her life. Back to LFL football night here at the LA Coliseum. And what a matchup tonight. A 9-point differential as Las Vegas has crawled back into this game. Now Ashley Salerno and company go to work. That's Bourseau. There's a reason they call her the F-150. She just ran over Ty Emery.
Emery learned real quick you cannot tackle Bourseau high. Lauren Fogel picked it up, and she's a brick house herself. She stopped Bourseau short of the first down.
Now a 2nd and 6 for Los Angeles from the shotgun. That's Ashley Salerno. Had Bourseau wide open. And Bourseau drops the sure touchdown.
That's why she's playing running back. She has hands like feet. Wide open. She could have moonwalked into the end zone. Great read by Salerno, but Bourseau just dropped the football.
And Bourseau having a heck of a night. She has scored 3 touchdowns, but I'm sure that's all she's going to remember is the drop. And they're going to give her another shot at it here. That's running the ball, bulldozing over the Vegas Sin players. That was a 17-yard carry by Bourseau.
You mentioned it, Bourseau is having an unbelievable night. Her average right now is 11.5 yards per carry. She's got 115 yards already on 10 rushes. What a night for Bourseau.
You don't see those kinds of numbers outside of Chicago. You're used to seeing them with Christelle Harris, but now Carmen Bourseau making a move to that class. And here's Salerno. We've seen this all night long. That quarterback sneak play, I'm not sure if that was designed, but there's nobody on that Vegas team wanting a piece of Salerno.
That was totally designed. She waited for the secondary to sink deep, then she ran in the end zone. There's no quarterback in the LFL that runs as well as Ashley Salerno. Simply the best.
That is a dangerous combination with her arm to have that kind of mobility and then couple all of that with the tenacity. She's just intimidating to a lot of defenses.
Absolutely right. I talked to Coach Biz. He just doesn't want to get her hurt. That's why she's not playing defense.
Another extra point attempt, and again, it's Salerno just shoving defenders off. She's just in a whole different class.
This looks like the old LA Temptation. Now, we spoke about it before the game, Mitch. The problem with Las Vegas was not going to be the offense. They're playing great. It's the defense. The third quarter's not even over, and they've already given up 35 points.
This coming from a Willie Garrett coach defense. We talked about it in the pregame show. He had built the #1 defense in Omaha last season. And I'm sure he's not happy about this 35-point effort that his defense has given up. Now we're nearing the minute mark of the third quarter. Inside handoff, that is to Abramson. The Norwegian, who had a huge impact in the first half, have not heard much from her here in the third quarter.
Abraham says she's got great intangibles. I mean, you never know where she's coming from. An inside handoff like that, she gets 7 yards, she's got great hands, she's a great blocker, just a super all-around football player.
I just love the size they're building on this team. This is probably one of the more physical teams we'll see this season, especially in the interior line. Now a 2nd and 3 from the shotgun. Rolling left is Cummings, looking down the sideline and overshot her receiver, Brittany Henderson. Michelle Angel in coverage.
They've seen that play before. The secondary was double covering Henderson, nothing there. Sydney Cummings just threw it away.
I got penalty. Big third down.
Head referee Jeff Davis now calling a holding. That going against Dominique Malloy, who absolutely tackled Danielle Harvey. And they're going to call that every time.
That wasn't a hold, that was a mauling.
2nd and 8 now as we near the end of the third quarter. Sydney Cummings looking over that wristband. Now a 2nd and 8 from the shotgun. Handoff Malloy. And that's Kim Chase, the rookie D-end that LA is very high on. They love her size and tenacity. And that will officially bring us to the end of the third quarter. It has been a ground game attack for Los Angeles with Carmen Borso and Ashley Salerno. We are down to the final 10 minutes of play here at the LA Coliseum. It's been a game that LA has pulled away in behind the leadership of its veterans, especially Mo Gaxiola.
Shut up. If you see someone standing up like she just did, come and start punching the fucking ball, man. Do something. Hey, we're keeping them in this fucking game. Come on, man, they should. We didn't work this hard, man. There should be no reason why our fucking scoreboard's looking like that, man. No fucking reason. Light a fire under their fucking ass. We got lucky on that shit. That shit can't happen, man. Come here, celebrate, baby. Let them know about it.
I absolutely love Mo Gaxiola and the way she plays football. She's such a leader. She has such a high motor, and she never turns it off.
She is one of those old school Dick Butkus, Ray Nitschke throwbacks that you love to see in football. Now a 3rd and 7 for Vegas. Ball at the 18-yard line. Cummings under center, looking down the field. Now heavy pressure, evades it. Still scrambling in the backfield, looking for anyone, and that's Mo Gaxiola. Coming up from the middle linebacker position alongside Danielle Harvey.
What pressure by the LA front. They got her out of the pocket. Mo Gaxiola came up from her middle linebacker. Watch the rush from the outside. They have her cut off right there. Should have been a sack. Cummings scrambled out. Mo Gaxiola, the stopper of all stoppers. Bam! Going nowhere. Great play by Gaxiola and Harvey.
And now is Kim Chase, who we talked about earlier, number 18, that put the heavy pressure on Sydney Cummings to flush her out. I love some of the new rookie additions on both sides of the ball here tonight.
Timeout, Las Vegas. That's their second charge timeout of the half.
And we've got another timeout on the field, this one to Las Vegas. They understand the urgency involved with this offensive series. You're down 3 scores. And Mo Gaxiola on the opposite end, knowing the importance of it.
Sydney Cummings, if anybody can bring him back, it's her. She's got a gun. She can score with 1 strike down the field, but she has to do it 3 times in 9 minutes.
And now the ball's at the 15, so they cannot punt. They're gonna have to go for it here on 4th and 10. That's Cummings under heavy pressure, just trying to get rid of the ball. And that'll turn it over on downs. I tell you what, Kim Chase is having a heck of a 4th quarter.
Great pressure by Chase. She forces Cummings out. She tries a shovel pass to Kelly Campbell. But Christmas, hands of stone. I don't know why she didn't catch it and run the end zone. She just knocked the ball down.
A 1st and 10, that is a big stop. And you got to factor, if they go down 4 scores here, that is the ball game. And I'm sure LA knows that, and we're probably going to see a bit of Carmen Bourceau here.
That was the play of the game by Kim Chase. Forcing Cummings out of the pocket to do that shovel pass, which is not even close to a first down. Great play by Chase, might have won the football game.
Now a handoff, end around, Amanda Ruler. And Ruler shoved out of bounds after gaining 2 yards. We haven't seen much of number 16. She was one of the highlighted rookies in the offseason.
Willie Garrett right there. I think he knows this is the end of the line for them tonight.
Now a 2nd and 8. Salerno from the shotgun, fakes the handoff, scrambling right, looking to the back of the end zone. That's Scary Sherry. And that is the tight end release play that we've seen tonight.
I cannot believe how open Scary Sherry gets. Watch this block by Carmen Bourceau. Great kick-out block. Wide open in the end zone. Kelly Campbell can't cover 2 people. She needs some help over there. Willie Garrett can't believe it. This game was close. Now it's becoming a blowout.
41 points given up by his defense. And now LA is actually going for a 2-point conversion. Another release play. And again, Scary Sherry. At some point, you've got to make an adjustment if you're the defensive coordinator for Vegas.
Unless she is just that good, she gets that open. I mean, Scary Sherry, she might be better than we think she is.
Willie Garrett definitely frustrated with his head coaching debut tonight. They looked pretty good in the first half, but in the second half here, it's gotten away from him a bit.
Absolutely, but getting back to Scary Sherry, I got to hand it to Coach Bizza. He scouted them and saw that they don't cover the tight end in a lot of different coverages, and he abused that coverage tonight. Great scouting by Coach Bizza.
And now a quick slant to Cynthia Schmidt, and Schmidt drops it. She's just not been able to get into this ball game or have any kind of impact.
A little too late to get to Schmidt right now. She's a great receiver. She's not used to getting the football tonight. Just flat out drop that one.
Yeah, I got to think just like a quarterback needs reps, so does a receiver. And they've just not looked to her tonight.
Danielle Harvey getting that LA swag, just like when they won the 3 championships. They got that cockiness back.
There's definitely a bit of confidence that has not been seen for a couple of years in Los Angeles. On display tonight at the LA Coliseum. Now a 2nd and 10 play, handoff, Kelly Campbell. Oh, big stop.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, Kelly, come on, all day. But you ain't even getting no motherfucking yards. Why you talking shit, man? Start down. Learn to talk shit, Kelly, come on.
Wow. Mo Gaxiola, I don't think the motor ever stops. I don't think the scoreboard matters. She's just a football player.
She's a trench warrior. She just loves playing. She loves that smell of napalm in the morning.
3rd and 7 now. Sydney Cummings not on the same page as her receiver. Trying to send her in motion. Now fakes the handoff, right side in the flat. And I'm not sure she completed that, no. Tamar Fennell trapped it. That'll create a 4th and 7 now at the Las Vegas 18.
Less than 6 minutes in the game, they can't do play action pass. You got to throw the ball down the field. They have to score quick and a lot of points within 6 minutes.
A lot of time still remaining when you factor in the onside kick. So if you can get a quick score here, you got to think you're going to have a shot at it. But they've just not been able to do anything down the field tonight. Now a 4th and 7 as the crowd comes to life from the shotgun. Rolling right. Now cutting back to the inside. Nobody there. There's all kinds of dysfunction now. Kelly Campbell claiming that she was held. And that's pretty much going to do it for us, with LA up 43-18.
It looks like a different Vegas team right now. A lot of confusion. You sense that they're going to lose the game, and now they're yelling at each other. It's a different Vegas team than we saw a quarter ago.
Again, a very new team. There's only a handful of returning veterans on this Vegas team, a completely new coaching system. And from the way they played in the first half, they're a good ball club. I'm not sure the score is indicative of how good of a team Vegas is.
No, they'll be a contender, absolutely. I like the way they play.
And now the reverse to Amanda Ruler finding Green. And she walks into the end zone. The second-year wide receiver from Canada having an impact. They liked her in the offseason. They just haven't been able to get her into the scheme.
Coach Bishop not happy with 43 points. Calls a reverse to Amanda Ruler. Great run by Ruler, taking it straight in the end zone. They're having fun here. Everybody's out. Bucko the Pirates even out. Wow.
This is an incredible atmosphere. If you've never been to a game at the Coliseum for the Temptation, it is a fun environment. And there is Ashley Salerno. She absolutely baited, and I mean baited, the Vegas safety to come up. When she did, she absolutely destroyed her.
Michelle Minks thought she could tackle the quarterback, but bam! Michelle Minks will never try to tackle her ever again.
I think Michelle Minks should probably put a call into Allie Alberts of Chicago.
Turn out the lights, you're right.
Ask Allie Alberts about meeting Ashley Salerno at the goal line.
Not a good thing to do. Wow, what a hit by Salerno.
She is an absolute beast. As I said, she plays the position like a middle linebacker. 1st and 10 now. And Salerno and David Bizzub absolutely loving their first moment back. Cummings from the shotgun trying to mount something. Quick dump off to Cynthia Schmidt. And Schmidt holding on to this one. She'll gain 7 yards on the pass.
Too little, too late, but I love the way Cummings does not stop. She wants more points. She knows there's no way to come back from 51 to 18, but she keeps throwing.
You know what? The only big difference between Cummings and Salerno, I hate to go back to what we talked about earlier, but it's making an impact on this game, is the lack of physical condition that she's in. If you look at Salerno versus her, it's day and night.
Cummings will learn. I mean, she's young. This is her 2nd year, and she's playing against her idol, but this is a great lesson for her. Salerno's in the best shape I've ever seen her in her 6 years in the LFL. Cummings right now, in the 4th quarter, looks a little sluggish.
And that was a deep pass at winning complete. But yeah, to your earlier point, you've got to be mobile to play quarterback in this league. And you can't be mobile when you're out of shape.
Ashley Salerno, deep in the 4th quarter, they're way ahead, and she's still running over people. And I love Cindy Cummings, don't get me wrong. She's going to be a great quarterback. She's a great quarterback right now. But I think she learned a lesson from the great one today.
Absolutely, and that is someone that she hopes to emulate one day. If you sit down and talk to Cindy Cummings, she has nothing but praise for number 8. And perhaps that mentorship will now rub off on Cummings, as she is an incredible talent. Now 3rd and 3 from under center. Handoff to Dominique Malloy. And that's been one of the bright spots. Check that. That was Tamar Fennell. I was just going to say if there's a bright spot, it was Dominique Malloy. And yet she's out of the game. And Tamar Fennell is someone we haven't even talked about tonight.
Absolutely. Willie Garrett did a great job putting this team together. 51 to 18, granted. But this team is going to have to be reckoned with a lot of teams around the LFL.
They got the 2 minute. Keep them down. When you tackle, keep
Mo
them down.
Gaxiola pointing out that we are at the 2-minute mark. And that is exactly where we stand. 2 minutes of football left here at the LA Coliseum. It's a game that simply got away from Vegas. Back to LFL football night. And next week we go to the Pacific Northwest. It's the Seattle Mist making their debut versus the same Los Angeles Temptation. Another great Western Conference matchup.
Great talent, great coaches again. Chris Michelson in Seattle. He's trying so hard to get his first LFL Legends Cup championship. This might be his year.
I like the fact that he now has a franchise quarterback in KK Matheny. You can make the argument that he's never had that up there.
KK Matheny fits perfectly into his offense. It's going to be fun to watch that team this year.
And that was Tamar Fennell on the quick bubble screen. She managed to gain 7 yards. I am absolutely shocked they didn't use her more as an offensive weapon tonight.
She was one of the greatest backs in the LFL when she played for Cleveland. Willie Garrett will understand that soon and play her a lot at running back. What a combination with Malloy and Fennell.
And there is Cummings showing the mobility and finding Tamar Fennell.
Fennell can do it all. Cindy Cummings, great movement in the pocket, avoids the rush, looks back, comes back all the way across the field. Fennell wide open, crossing the field. Great throw by Cummings. You got to hand it to Cummings. She's not giving up, throwing a dart to Fennell for a touchdown. Coach Willie Garrett, you got to hand it to him, bitch. He brought a lot of heart to this team.
Absolutely, they are competing. And you could make an argument that Los Angeles was the top-ranked team in the Western Conference, and they hung with them most of the night. And now the extra point attempt, quick dart, nobody there. So the score will remain 51-24. We did see signs of Cynthia Schmidt and Tamar Fennell. We could obviously look for them to be featured more as the season moves on.
Absolutely. Coach Bizup, during our interview with him this week, he downplayed everything, wasn't sure how good his team is.
And there's the onside kick. Obviously, Vegas is down. That is still a loose ball. And Salerno manages to get on it. That'll down the ball all the way to the LA 4-yard line. As we've talked about in previous games, you can onside kick if you're down a point with 5 minutes or less remaining in the fourth quarter.
I'm kind of surprised that Salerno's still in the game with 1:19 left in it. Coach Bizup said he wanted to make sure she was healthy for the entire season, meaning 8 games to win the championship. She played defensive back. He's not playing her defensive back because of that, but here late in the game, she's still in.
Yeah, the logic doesn't make much sense. We've seen this a couple times this year with various teams using their star players late. And look at this. Salerno's not going to shy away from contact. That's what would concern me as a head coach. You've got basically a pirate out there looking for a bounty on every play.
You're right. She plays the way she plays. This is Ashley Salerno. This game is over. Instead of sliding, taking a knee, she wants to hurt people, but she cannot get hurt. If she gets hurt, down goes LA. She has to stay healthy.
Another person wore number 8 that played like that, Steve Young of the San Francisco 49ers. And look at this, playmaking ability, finding time. She missed her target there, but I just don't know if I'd risk her being out in the open field and a target this late in a game that's completely out of hand.
You are so right. She is such a competitor. She's going to play like that. It's up to the coach to sit her down. Maybe she said, no, I'm playing.
Regardless, this is a game that's going to see Los Angeles go to the top of the Western Conference at 1-0. And now Salerno from the shotgun, finding Monica Jaramello wide open in the seam.
Coach Bizup spoke really highly of Jaramello. He compared her to a low-hanging fruit because there's so much talent on this team. She's way overlooked.
They have a lot of offensive weapons here. Amanda Ruler. Now you've got Monica Jaramello. You just have a lot of options on this team, not to mention an established running game with Carmen Borso.
All the good teams, even though they have loads of talent, they keep adding really talented rookies.
Salerno still in the ball game, and we've got a penalty here.
False start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat PAT.
That's a false start penalty on Los Angeles. It'll back them up. Obviously completely irrelevant at this point. Salerno back in the shotgun. This will be a 1-point attempt still. Looking over the middle. That is just too easy with Danielle Harvey. A simple pass and catch.
LA does not lay off the gas pedal. This game is completely over. They're keep throwing the football, 59 points.
You know, they're just having fun. They remind me a lot of the Atlanta Steam. Once they get on top of a team, they don't let up, and that's when they're having their most fun.
How do you think a team like Atlanta will fare against them?
You know what, I think Chicago will be upset in that comparison because they want to have something to say about that. But if you're matching up those two, that is a good matchup. Franchise quarterbacks, good defenses. It'll be very interesting as this season goes on and we find out who the established leaders are in the West. We know them in the East. It's going to be Atlanta and Chicago. In the Western Conference, we've yet to see Seattle.
Seattle's licking their chops right now. They haven't played one game yet. They want LA bad. They want Chicago bad. They want anybody bad.
Yeah, if you haven't played until Memorial Day or after Memorial Day and you've been watching all this great football all season, Those athletes are chomping at the bit to get out there. Now a 2nd and 10 ball at the Vegas 15. Cummings still in the game, trying down the left side. That's Nastasia Hall, another rookie that they've worked into the game.
It's great to see Nastasia Hall get some playing time. She's the oldest player on the team at 30 years old, but she still has game, Mitch.
It's great to see some of the older athletes making their way into the sport as well. This is definitely just not a young girl's game. We've had athletes as old as you, Bobby.
Not that old, Mitch.
And there's somebody very young, Sydney Cummings. Obviously a lot of maturity still ahead of her and a lot of great LFL football for her.
They're going to win some games this year. It's going to be fun to watch her develop.
Again from the shotgun. Down the field in the seam. That is Cynthia Schmidt. And there's a flash of what she is capable of. The all-fantasy wide receiver.
Watch her to deliver a strike. A frozen rope to Schmidt. Where's that been all night, that combination? Here it is, 10 seconds left in the game, and that was an awesome pass by Cummings.
And Vegas is going to try to take another shot at the end zone, killing the clock. But to our point earlier, you've got to get people like Cynthia Schmidt involved. You've got to run plays specifically for number 18.
The way she ran that post pattern, that's why she's all fantasy. The way Cummings delivered the football, you have to get that combination going.
Absolutely. I think they put way too much energy in trying to get Brittany Henderson involved and Charlotte Abrahamson when Cynthia Schmidt and Tamar Fennell were out there. Now Cummings from the shotgun throws an interception. That's Nastasia Hall stepping in front of the pass and gets it out to the 21-yard line. A great fourth quarter for number 10.
Nastasia Hall having a great game here in the fourth quarter. She's making a run. She wants to start on this team. And she has the skills. Watch this closing speed. The ball's delivered. Bam! She cuts right in front of the receiver. Almost takes it back. You got to like the way she's playing tonight.
A lot of great rookies debuted, I thought, on both sides of the ball for Las Vegas and LA. Certainly great for the sport. That young man gets his first win coming back, David Bizup. And what a treat for the fans here at the LA Coliseum. It was a back and forth battle. And now Los Angeles sitting atop of the Western Conference in a big win at home. A night that saw the return of David Bizup and Tui Silanoa. For Bobby Huco, Audra Marie, and our producer Connor Schofield, this is Mitch Mortaza. And we will see you next week on LFL Football Night.